Welcome to the Verdict Zone. Today, we delve into a powerful story of accountability and the long shadow of betrayal, seen through the eyes of the child who witnessed it all. We're calling this case the Unforgotten Betrayal. This isn't about choosing sides, it's about understanding why a child might refuse to rewrite history just to comfort the parent who broke it in the first place. Imagine a family portrait. Suddenly, a crack appears, not down the middle, but splintering one figure away completely. This is the story of a father who, after his wife suffered a devastating late-term pregnancy loss, began a 5-year affair with her close friend. The truth didn't just come out, it exploded during their child's birthday party. A day meant for celebration turned into a day of permanent fracture. Following the divorce, the father married his affair partner, starting a new, large family. The mother, shattered by this double betrayal from her husband and her friend, set a single, unwavering boundary: she would never pretend it didn't happen. She would not normalize the pain or the people who caused it. For her, forgiveness could not mean amnesia. Fast forward a decade. The father, now facing financial difficulties and feeling the social consequences of his past actions, begins to craft a new narrative. He blames his ex-wife for the ongoing conflict. He points to things like being uninvited from their child's graduation party as evidence of her bitterness, her inability to get over it. He casts himself as the victim of her unrelenting grudge. But there's a crucial witness whose perspective changes everything: the child. Now a young adult, they see the situation with stark clarity. They remember the origin of the pain. They watched their mother nearly die, only to be betrayed during her deepest grief. They saw their family implode on their own birthday. For them, this isn't about their mother being stubborn, it's about their father being accountable. So, for the next 15 minutes, we will dissect this enduring conflict. We'll analyze the mother's boundary. Is her refusal to get over it a healthy act of self-preservation, a way to protect her own sanity and honor her trauma? Or does it, as the father claims, perpetuate a cycle of pain? We'll scrutinize the father's narrative. His attempt to reframe the conflict as his ex-wife's fault is a classic tactic. It's an effort to erase his own role as the catalyst, to shift the burden of reconciliation onto the person he wronged. We have to ask, why do those who cause immense harm often expect their victims to do all the emotional work of mending the relationship? Most importantly, we'll center the child's perspective. Having witnessed the origin of the pain, they reject their father's revisionist history. They see through the attempt to blame their mother and assign responsibility squarely where it belongs, with the person whose actions set this entire tragedy in motion. To help us understand the deep psychological currents at play here, we spoke with Dr. Anya Sharma, a child psychologist specializing in family trauma. She explains that children often have a very strong, almost innate sense of justice. She told us, when a child witnesses a profound betrayal like this, especially against a parent they see as the victim, they become the family's moral historian. Their memory isn't just a collection of facts, it's an emotional record of right and wrong. Asking that child to get over it or accept a new, sanitized version of events is asking them to betray their own reality. It can feel like a second betrayal, this time from the parent who wants them to forget. This is a critical point. The father isn't just asking his ex-wife to move on, he's pressuring his child to invalidate their own experiences and their mother's pain. The child's refusal to do so isn't about taking a side, it's about upholding a truth they know in their bones. We also consulted with Marcus Thorne, a family therapist who works with post-divorce dynamics. He shed light on the ethics of expecting victims to accommodate their betrayers. He explained, the phrase, "get over it," is one of the most damaging things you can say to someone who has been deeply wronged. It's a demand, not a request, and it serves only the perpetrator. It allows them to escape accountability and avoid the discomfort of seeing the consequences of their actions. True healing and reconciliation can only begin when the person who caused the harm acknowledges the full scope of the damage, without excuses or blame shifting. The father in this case hasn't done that. Instead, he's trying to manage his social discomfort by policing his ex-wife's and his child's emotions. The graduation party is a perfect example. From the father's view, he's being unfairly excluded. But from the mother's and child's perspective, his presence, alongside the woman he had the affair with, would be a profound violation of the emotional safety they've worked so hard to rebuild. It forces the mother to share a celebratory space with the two people who inflicted the deepest wound of her life. The child understands this. They honor their mother's boundary because they recognize it as a necessary shield against further pain. They refuse to sacrifice their mother's peace for their father's comfort. This brings us to our moral judgment to ponder. This story forces a critical question: when a person causes a foundational family trauma, do they forfeit the right to demand that their victim, and the witnesses, pretend it was merely a disagreement that time should heal? Does the passage of a decade erase the initial act of betrayal, or does it simply give the wound a longer time to fester if left unacknowledged? The father wants the benefits of family without having done the work of atonement. The child is simply holding up a mirror to the truth he's trying to escape. Some truths need a voice. If you believe in holding people accountable, even years later, and in honoring the perspectives of those who lived through the fallout, you need to join this court. The verdict here isn't about punishment, it's about truth. It's about recognizing that the child, in their refusal to forget, is performing an act of profound loyalty, not just to their mother, but to reality itself. Subscribe and hit the notification bell for the verdict zone. We deliver verdicts that refuse to let time distort the truth. Honor the truth. Subscribe now.